Good morning to you, and also you. It is that 7 a.m. cup of motivation. I am StarzTina, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. As you know, it is Wellness Wednesdays, and on Wellness Wednesdays, I come through and I'm going to tell you something that's going to motivate you, inspire you, and transform your life, your mind, your business, your relationships, all those wonderful things. So, as you know, every week I've been bringing guests in to inspire you about our event that's coming up. So September 22nd, did you mark your calendars? Did you mark your calendars? We may possibly have a little promo video for you a little later. I'll let you know if we do. But before we, if we don't have that, this event is happening in Rahway, Jersey. It's a health and wellness expo. It's a back to school event. And it's inspired by my newest book, Traumedy No, More for Kids. Traumedy. Some of you are like, girl, you don't know what you're talking about. That's no such word. Yes, it is. Traumedy is when the energies of a trauma and a tragedy collide. I repeat that. A traumedy is when the energies of a trauma and a tragedy collide. When this happens, life changing experiences occur, and everybody goes through a traumedy, right? Some people like to run away from them. They think they're in their past, but they keep coming up on them because they don't want to face them, right? But you have to face your traumedies, and so do children. And that's why this event came to fruition. I actually wrote my first book last year, No More Traumedy. And because of that book, someone inspired me to think about the children, to look at what's going on in the minds of little children, because I don't know if I'm the only one. I really didn't think about it too much. And I went to the superintendent's office in my town, which is Rahway, and I said, I just want to speak to the children about my new book, even though it was for adults. So when I spoke to the children, it just touched my heart. It touched my soul so much that they have a voice and they need someone to speak for them. So I created a program called Traumedy No More for Kids. My supporting partner and myself were working together frivolously, crazily, frustratingly, whatever word you want to use, to get this book completed. It's a 4-part program. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to have a meeting with the superintendent's office of a new school system, and it went very well. So I'm very excited to know that it's a thing. If you've never heard of social emotional learning, this is something that's going to support children in expressing themselves, in finding out what's going on in their heart when they're angry, depressed, or stressed, and how to creatively make it easier for themselves. So instead of having fights, instead of bullying people, instead of cutting themselves, instead of all that crazy stuff, that's what this program will do. And to push the program, we're doing this back to school event. It's going to be in Rahway, New Jersey, and it's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. Like I said, we may have the commercial a little later, but before that, I have my guest for today. So Renee, if you want to pull John in here, I am so excited to have him. Hey, how you doing, John?
I am well. Tina, how are you?
I am amazing. Thank you so
Okay.
much for coming through. So family and friends, this is John, and he has something that they call a gaming truck. But I found out a few weeks ago, and today a little more detail, it's a lot deeper than just gaming. Now, when you say gaming, John, I think of back in my days, Pac-Man, Burger Time. Do you remember Burger Time back in the day?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes. And wait, Tina. And so you say back in your day, it's back in our day. I'm right there with you.
What was your favorite game back then?
So my favorite game back then, and kind of still now, is this game called Galaga. It's a space game where it's really, really basic, especially compared to how games are now, where you're like, you have this little spaceship at the bottom and you have the aliens flying up top and you're like, pew, pew, pew.
I
So
thought that was Tetris. That's not Tetris?
no, Tetris is where where you have the shapes and they're coming down and you have to like
Okay.
turn them to like fit. Yeah.
So, John, I'm going to make you laugh. I just had a thought in my mind right now. So, kids have always loved video games. And I was a single mom, so funds were always pretty low for me. And of course, my son wanted a video game. And in my mind, I said, you're not getting a video game because you have to study. It's not good for you. And I just realized I probably didn't get it because I couldn't afford it. So I would love your input before we get into, actually, you know what? Renee, if you want to pull me back and give John about 2 to 3 minutes, John, I would love for you to say who you are, where you're from, what you do. And guys, what he's doing, he's going to be having a gaming truck at our event. The cool thing about this, if you need his services, he can come to you. How far out do you travel with these gaming trucks, John?
Well, typically our radius is about 20 to 30 miles, but that being said, we do travel farther than that. We're based out of Jersey City. So we will go to South Jersey, we'll go to Central Jersey. We do some events in Pennsylvania, and of course we go over to New York City. They're right over there as well. And also just as a point of clarity, we started off with one game truck, but now we have multiple gaming vehicles, and we have other kinds of different, exciting things. Like we have laser tag, and we have virtual reality, and all those things as well. So I am the CEO and the founder of Gotta Go Gaming, and so that's what Tina was just referring to. You were referring to that, Tina. But I'm also the CEO and the founder of Gotta Go Gaming Hub. So Gotta Go Gaming is recreation. I mean, we're all about gaming and, having a good time, laser tag, all that stuff. Gotta Go Gaming Hub is more so about STEAM education, science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics. I'm a scientist of over 25 years. And Gotta Go Gaming Hub it's a 501c3, but that's our way of paying it forward. So those are the two companies that I'm associated with.
I love it. That is amazing. So tell us why this is important for children. Because in my mind, and I love how you stick now is it STEM or STEAM? Because I've heard it said different ways.
Yeah. So sometimes people call it STEM, and that's not wrong. So that's science, technology, engineering, math. STEAM is where you add the arts. So that's the A. You add arts in there. Now, a lot of times, like there was just this whole thing about keeping them separate. But there's a lot of alignment when it comes to both arts and STEM. So STEAM. And part of that alignment, you'll see it like even with DJs, like sometimes they'll come in with the turntables, but now you're seeing them with laptops. Those laptops, it's digital art, it's digital music that they're doing. So that's where you get the STEAM and then, or the STEM, and then also the arts combined. And that's just one small example.
You know what I think is so wild? How I don't want to say I don't know how new it is, but like if I haven't heard of something. So when you're saying STEM, I'm like, okay, why is when he's saying STEAM, is it STEM? He doesn't know what he's talking about. Like this girl I used to know, well, I still know her. She studies emotional intelligence, and she kept saying emotional intelligence. I'm like, does she mean artificial intelligence? She doesn't know what she's talking about. Because I never heard of it. I'm thinking they're wrong, and it just blows my mind at how many new things are happening. And if you're not in it, you're going to lose it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at the event, family and friends, we're having different activities. And the purpose of these activities is to teach children how to tap into something else besides anger and rage and all that sort of stuff. And his gaming trucks do that. Can you share with us what that kind of looks like? Because you said you had a laser tag truck as well.
Yeah, sure. So the laser tag is the concept behind Gotta Go Gaming is really mobile. So it's we bring the party to the party. That's kind of our little slogan. With laser tag, it's mobile in the sense that we will go to the venue. We set up a little battlefield kind of thing with some military style bunkers. We have the laser tag guns. We have a big old speaker, so we're playing, some really action-packed music. But now the gaming truck is obviously or the gaming buses, whichever one they get, they can come inside. We also have TVs for the outside, like people want to play on the outside as well. And so we have both of those things. Now, how it's important with children and specifically, Tina, what you're talking about with Traumedy, this was something that we found out along the way, is that a lot of times, kids, and by the way, full disclaimer, I am not a social scientist. I am not a child therapist or anything like that. I'm a scientist, more biological, oncology. That's kind of my background. But that being said, that we found out through trial and error that a lot of times, kids, they need a safe space to go into. For whatever reason, especially sometimes when children are on the spectrum, the ability to communicate, some of those needs that they may have, or maybe some of those things that are going on, the communication may be a little bit lacking. When they're in front of a video game, they're in that safe space. Whatever happens, that's where they are. They're in that safe space. So just being able to talk with them, engage with them, them being able to laugh, communicate, like you would never know. Like, we just finished doing one of our larger events that we have every single year. We've been doing it for about 5 years now with a camp. I can't really say the camp right now, but the camp, and they mainly minister to children that are on the spectrum. And when they see us, they're so excited. They come inside of our gaming vehicles, or they're doing laser tag. You would never think that they were on the spectrum at all. They're engaging. It's like one of the best times of the entire year. And that's coming from the camp director that's been working with us, like I said, for about 5 years.
I love that. And how many children? Now, do adults play as well, or just children?
They can. Of course they can. Yeah, absolutely. Especially when we do private parties. It's so funny, Tina, because when a lot of times it's moms contacting us, but sometimes you can hear the dad in the background. Hey, little Johnny, he wants to know about Pac-Man. And I'm thinking, okay, all right, Dad, is this for little Johnny, or is this for big Johnny? And you'll see a lot of fathers coming inside and playing, and it's really cool because they're playing alongside with their children and things like that. But absolutely, we have adults that come on inside and play as well.
I love this because I'm thinking this can be used for events, because you go to some block parties or church functions, and it's like, okay, what do we do? And this is just such an easy thing, how you bring the game to the gaming. Can you tell those that are watching right now how they can contact you if they want to have a gaming truck at one of their events?
Sure. Yeah, if you want to have any of our gaming, vehicles, laser tag, any of that kind of stuff, you can contact us either through our website, gottagogaming.com, Instagram, gottagogaming LLC, and or you can call us 201-472-0467. You could always
give us that phone number again, a little bit slower.
201-472-0467. That's our phone number if you want to call us. We're on Google and all that stuff too. So if you type in Gotta Go Gaming, we should pop right up.
I love that. So what would you say how you got started in this? Because this is what I like to teach the children. The thing that they love, because you said you're a scientist, but now you're doing gaming. So I'm a little bit confused. I thought you were like this game head, like you just like playing video games all day long. How did you get started?
Yeah, absolutely. So there tends to be, scientists tend to have some introverted qualities, as do gamers. So I'm from Jersey City, New Jersey. What I noticed was that there were a decent amount of gamers, but not a decent amount of scientists in the different communities that we would service. And we also offer discounts for communities that have been historically excluded from, socioeconomically. So, we have discounts in like Newark and Patterson, Jersey City, East Orange, Irvington, those areas. And those are the areas where, those were my playground areas when I was coming up. And, I saw that there was a need at first for recreational activities, and I said that, hey, if I ever get to a place where I can give back, like, this is one of the ways that I want to do it. And I was very active still am very active with youth in the church and in the community. And so this was one of my ways of giving back. And then also my children, they're older now, a little bit older. I have one that just finished she just graduated high school, and the other one has finished his trade school and things like that. So, but at the time when we got started, they were young and they were gamers. And I was like, hey, you know what? This would be really cool. Like, I can really do both, like servicing the community, teaching my kids more about entrepreneurship, and then spending time with them. So it was just, we started off with one truck, Tina, and it was me, my godkids. I had two godchildren. I have two godchildren. They're adults now. And then my two kids, and we were just going all over New Jersey and New York, and we were riding around and we were playing video games with the different different events that we would do, and we would have a good time. So my daughter was like 11 years old and she was getting paid. My son was like 12, and we just had a good time. We would stop and we would grab food and we'd be joking and singing and just having a great time, all while teaching entrepreneurship and all while helping the community out as well.
I love this because if you didn't know, for those of you that are just tuning in, this is John. He has a gaming company and he's going to be at our event in Rahway, New Jersey, September 27th. Doesn't matter the date, 22nd. We're having a health and wellness expo, and John sharing with us his gaming truck. So John, when I first started my boys nonprofit program, a lot of the kids said they played video games. They wanted to create video games. I have so many questions in my head for you. Remember that question on the side, but the first question I want to ask you, and I've always been told there's no such thing as a stupid question. Now, when I think of scientists, I think of like someone that's going to go up to the moon or do something like that. What are some things that you do or that scientists do for those children that are watching this? Because a lot of kids want to do stuff, but they don't know how to get started.
Sure. So, so a little bit, I'll take a step back real quick. So what scientists do is scientists and engineers, we solve problems. We look at data and we solve problems. We say, okay, well, there's cancer. Okay, what are we seeing in the similarities of cancer? All right, because the end result is we want to solve that problem of cancer. We want to solve that problem of HIV. We want to solve that problem of Parkinson's. Let's look at this data. Let's use the knowledge that we know to see how we can go about that problem solving. All right, so that's basically what I've done as a scientist. As a gamer, all you're doing to try to beat that boss, to try to get to the next level in Pac-Man or in Donkey Kong or Galaga or whatever your thing is, you're solving the problem. You're there. You're figuring out how to maneuver your ship or how to maneuver Mrs. Pac-Man so that she doesn't get eaten by the ghost. You're solving a problem. If you can direct some of that energy, that problem-solving energy that maybe you've spent, hours, little Timmy and little Jackie and everything have been spending hours trying to solve these problems of whatever the video game, Fortnite or Double Dragon or Pac-Man or whatever it may be. You turn that energy and you point it in the direction of how can we solve these other problems? How can we solve some of these societal problems? How can we solve mental health problems? How can we solve oncological problems? So that's kind of where the two meet up. And then obviously you can go further into the creation, the coding, the programming.
Do you do that as well, or teach that, or know people that how they can do that?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
If there's a child who wants to make video games, or I don't even know what coding is there a direction you can lead them with that?
Yeah, absolutely. So so now there's this whole initiative with New Jersey to have different for STEM or for STEAM. You may see it. So like if you go and you Google free coding camps or free STEM camps, you may also see STEAM, free STEAM camps or free STEAM programs. You'll see stuff popping up all over the place. For instance, right here in Jersey City, we have at least 2 free STEM programs for kids from ages, I believe it's 8 to 13. So you can go on, like there's one at this church actually, and no, you don't have to be a member of the church to do this. Housed there, but the church is called New Hope ETC. So New Hope ETC. That's one of the places where you can get like this free STEAM education or free STEM education. Also, the 21st Century Grant is a grant that is offered by the New Jersey Department of Education. So if parents, educators, look up 21st Century Grant or 21st Century programs, and you'll see it'll say, oh, PS 13 has a 21st Century program. Those programs are geared towards STEAM and STEM education. So you can go there and it's free. those are free programs that people can go into. They can learn about. They can learn about coding. Coding is basically the language of computers. Writing things in a digital way so that you can tell computers what to actually do. Coding, if you write enough code, it goes into the programming. Programming is what runs everything. It's just kind of like a larger way of saying coding. And so you can get access to all those things. And now it's low cost or no cost through some of those programs, like I mentioned, 21st Century program.
I love it. If you like what you're hearing, make sure you tap into John. He can bring his trucks to your events. I see this just being going so amazing and huge. Now, you have a program, a building, a something that you're looking for funding. You're growing a business. Tell us about that.
Sure. So Gotta Go Gaming purchased a building in Jersey City, right on Linden Avenue. The address is 126 Linden Avenue in Jersey City. Now, at the bottom of the building, and so the building is going to have affordable housing units. Okay, so that's we always want to. We never want to be in a parasitic relationship with the community or with our customers. Give, give, give. I was raised up and taught that it is much better to give than to receive. So, so one of the things that we're doing is, so we have the affordable units, housing units that we're building right now. But also at the bottom is a community center that's being built currently. That is going to be a community center, Gotta Go Gaming Hub, and SciTech Learning Center. So that's going to house a lot of these programs that Tina, you were just asking about, where it's either low cost or no cost kind of programming for children in the community in Jersey City, Essex County, could be there too. Come one, come all kind of thing. And so we're building that out right now. We want to have the latest and the greatest kind of technology and programs. We're going to have stuff in there for kids, obviously. Our main target demographic is like 7 to 13, but we're also going to have things in there for teenagers because we want to make sure that we impact them. We want to take the school to prison pipeline. We want to break it. We want to make sure that there's a school to technology pipeline that we're actually putting in place. So we'll be the starters of that. The kids will be able to come in low cost. This as you alluded to before, Tina, the single moms or whoever may be suffering socioeconomically can now come in and get either low cost or free program at this community center that is being built currently. And they can teach their children, or we'll be able to teach their children about STEM and STEAM, esports, because now there are college scholarships for gaming, which is also called esports. So we'll be able to do that. We do need some help. We'd like some help from the community as far as some of the costs, because we have enough, and this has been self-funded by me, by the way. So this has been self-funded by myself and Gotta Go Gaming. But we want to make sure that we're not giving, another janky kind of program to the community. We want our community center that is going to be geared towards STEM and STEAM and technology to have the same oomph and the same pizzazz and the same sparkle that other, areas that may be more affluent are able to give to their citizenry. So that's some of the things that we want to do. And I know that it's a push, but we're definitely asking for help from the community for this learning community.
Wow, that is so beautiful, John. When is your expected open date?
Right. So, great question. We're expected to be done with all of the repairs and the inspections, because that's been the thing. It only takes we only have about 2 months of work to actually do, meaning construction work. The largest delay has been with the city inspections. So there's, just to give you a little taste, it's been about 8 months worth of delays at this point. Yeah. So for 2 months worth of work, go figure. But anyways, to get to your point, we're expecting it to be more so towards the end of October that we'll be able to actually have our certificate of occupancy and be able to allow people in. give us, that being said, maybe give us a little bit of leeway, because I'm not sure what the city may come back with about certain things. But it does seem like we are on track to be finished by the end of October.
So two things. Yes, I want to talk about funding, then I want to talk about what you need help with. So for this location, do you have a GoFundMe or something like that for supporting with funds like that, or some way people can support?
Yes, yes, we do. We do have a link. It connects right to our Stripe account. It's 501(c)(3), everybody. So that means it's a tax write off, right? So so we do. I sent that link over to you guys. So we do have that link. We are going to be launching a large fundraising campaign starting tomorrow. So that's gonna be Thursday. So starting tomorrow, like around 8:30, 8 a.m., we're gonna be launching it, and we're hoping to really get some good buy-in and feedback from the community and whoever else.
I just had an idea. I don't know how big the place is or what you have there. I'm just thinking money, right? Would people be able to use this? Say, for example, I'm here and I'm like, I want to do an event, a party for December or November. Could people do that, like pay in advance for programs or to rent? Do you rent the space, things like that as well?
Sure, sure. Yeah, and what I'll do is I can send you over a picture of the place. Now, to give you an idea, it's 3,500 square feet. So it's a large place. We're going to have a small area for a cafe, because gamers like their snacks. People that are into computers, IT, and coding, they love their snacks. They like their coffee drinks. So we're gonna have some, a little small cafe where people can set up their laptops or whatever. But then we're also gonna have two classrooms that can accommodate maybe about 15 people each in each of those classrooms. But there'll be space that they can use, either the solo classrooms, or they can open it up and use the entire thing. We're also going to have a virtual reality room. So the virtual reality room is going to be about 450 square feet. That's also something that can be purposed for event space kind of stuff. And then our largest room, it's probably about 1,000, maybe 1,300 square feet or so, and that's going to be where we're going to have our esports competitions, our coding competitions, our robotics competitions. That also will have collapsible tables that can also be repurposed for event space. So going to your point, Tina, and your question, absolutely, that can happen if people want to pre-book. We can send out the schematics to everybody, and we can go from there. I would the only thing I would say is cautionary. I wouldn't want to say that, yeah, we can do your event November 5th, and October 31st, the city says, hey, we need to do another month's worth of inspections. So that's the only thing that I say. But
So John,
absolutely, we will be open.
so something just downloaded on me.
Okay.
And I hear people say this all the time. Well, God told me to do this. Well, God told me to do this. And I'm like, really? Really? How's God going to talk to you? But God seriously just talked to me. And I don't even want to say what he said to me, because I don't know how it's going to happen. You ever had these dreams, these ideas, and it's like, okay, I want to do this, but how? Before I get into what God downloaded on me, because again, I really don't want to say it because I don't know how it's going to happen. But did you know that this huge building would start from one little truck with you and your kids and godchildren? Where did this come from?
Same place that you just got your download from, right? So I did not know, and it's interesting. I was speaking to our public relations person, Tori, who's awesome. She's a realtor and everything. She does public relations for us and with us. And I was he was unfortunately, I had to go to a family emergency, not immediate family, but I had to go down south for a couple of days. And I had committed to this awesome organization called Glamming the Warrior. They work with cancer survivors and people that are going through chemotherapeutic treatment and everything. And so I had gone, and I had to go, and Tori stepped in, and because I don't want to break my commitments. When I give a commitment, I'm going to be there. So she went in, and she was there and she was representing us. And she was just telling me how wonderful it is. And I was like, Tori, you got to meet Rochelle from Glamming the Warrior. She's an awesome person. She has a heart for cancer patients. And so she was there and she was vibing with Michelle and Rochelle. And then, I said to her, I just had a moment, Tina, and I said, I never thought that this is where it was going to take me. It just started off. It was like a seed that was planted. Like, hey, this would be something great to spend more time with your kids and to also help the community. And I'm meeting the York Street Project. They deal with transitional housing. I'm meeting with Hudson Partnership CMO. They deal with children that are on the spectrum and have all kinds of needs. I deal with Glamming the Warrior, all kinds of different things. I've met Latifah. I've met Coach C. Like all of these women, I never thought this in 1,000 years.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And you may see me getting all like emotional over here. For those of you that are watching, if you didn't know, my son was murdered 8 years ago. And John, I remember, like I told you, I never got him video games because I couldn't afford them. And I did a lot of like jobs with sales, and they always had these competitions. I remember this one job I worked so hard so I could win this game for him, and I actually won it for him. And he's always loved video games. Mm. The download that I got, when you go to these rich like buildings and they have like, this person donated X amount of money, this person donated. So I don't know what your place is going to look like, but I see when you walk in places where people have donated money, and a download came that I would be donating $5,000 to your organization. And again, like I said, I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's just like, I just miss him so much. And hearing you talk about this, sorry that I'm getting all emotional, but I'm just so excited for you and grateful that Latifah got you with us here today.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, Tina. Yeah, any donation would be appreciated. $5, 5,000, 500,000. No, but no, but and just to let you know, a lot of times, and I don't really talk about this, but you've met some of the people that I've worked with and that have known me in my track record. And even though I may not post it on social media, there's a lot of stuff. So, we actually did video game giveaways. So where we were, and again, it's never parasitic, but it's always a relationship where we want to help as much as possible. And so we actually gave away video games. We gave away tons of, I think maybe at this point, it's been probably over 600 video games, video game systems to different people in the community who actually needed it. During Christmas time, or right around that December time period, December, January, we go out and we get we buy food or we cook food, and we just set up. We partner with different organizations. That's how I met Latifah. We partner with different organizations that are ministering to the communities and giving to the communities, and we say, hey, we want to actually give to you. Have your kids or have the whoever else come out. We'll have the food. We buy the food. We supply whoever's going to be serving the food. We provide free gaming and things like that. So we do stuff like we've been doing this kind of stuff for a long period of time because that's where my heart is. And we're going to continue doing this stuff. It's it went from just gaming to now like, hey, you know what, John, you're a scientist. Like it's time to pay it forward. It's time to pay it forward.
Yes. Renee, if you can put that phone number on the bottom, because no one's really going to be able to see those numbers right there. We're going to end this pretty soon, but pretty much if you're watching, we're talking about health and wellness back to school event that I'm doing in Rahway, New Jersey. It's going to be absolutely amazing. It's a Sunday, September something. I can't quite remember the date because my mind is bonkers. Renee's going to pop in a promo video that we have really quick, and then we're going to close with John. So Renee, if you're able to pop that video in, go for it. I'm so excited. This is if you're also
Traumedy No More for Kids is a movement inspired by my first book, No More Traumedy. This book is for children to teach them how to face their feelings, acknowledge them, and share them. Not only share them, but overcome stress, anxiety, and depression. Now, save this date right here, Sunday, September 22nd. I am having a health and wellness expo in Rahway, New Jersey. It's going to be amazing. First of all, if you have a child that's going from the 6th grade to 7th grade, they're welcome. Actually, all students are welcome. And the purpose of this event is to teach adults, children, everyone that it's very important to cater to your health and your wellness. Now, let me tell you how this is going down, okay? First of all, there's going to be food trucks. I don't know about you, but I love to eat. There's going to be various food trucks. It's at the Rahway Rec Center, so there's going to be plenty of space. Now, we also have vendors. If you are a vendor and you have some type of product that can help the children, help the adults, you are welcome. We're going to have 20 vendors inside the gymnasium. The gymnasium is huge. So when you first come, you can check out the vendors. And then we're starting at 12 o'clock sharp. But like I said, the doors open at 11:30. And we're going to have a specialty section just for the Rahway students, because I had a program this past year for the 6th graders, and we're going to give them a little special section just for them so that they can mix and mingle with the new 7th graders. And then we have special breakout rooms for these students. There's going to be 5 separate breakout rooms. Example, one of them is going to be yoga poses and breath work, because this can teach children how to express themselves, how to calm themselves down when they get mad. We have another person doing karate. And the purpose of this event, as I mentioned, is to teach children that when you get mad, angry, upset, that you don't have to just keep all those feelings in or express them by yelling and screaming and fighting, but by helpful ways. Now, the cool part about this event that makes it great for everyone is there's going to be activities outside and inside. There's going to be a gaming truck. If you're a kid and you love to play video games, this is for you. If you're an adult and like to play video games. So there's going to be a gaming truck outside. And again, the purpose to teach a child what you can do when you're feeling angry. We have some great jump ropers coming through to teach you how to double dutch, all this sort of stuff. We're going to have some local businesses in the area as well doing yoga. Now, we talked about the activities outside, our gaming truck. I almost forgot. We have DJ Drewski coming through on the ones and two. Okay, I know that's not cool, but you know what I mean. We have DJ Drewski coming through. We also have a 360 camera, so you can take pictures while you're there. And we definitely want to give a great big shout out to the Rahway Rec Center. Also, the town of Rahway, the mayor and his staff, they're working with us to make all of this happen. I'm so excited. The best thing that I want to share, we have a special song by Tony with the Keys, who created a song for us, and we're doing a music video this day. All of this is inspired by my sonny boy, we love you, Molly Molly, to change the world. So if you want to have some fun with your family and not even have to worry about anything, it's free. Did I repeat? Free. You can't pay any more for that, right? So September 22nd, whether it rains, whether it shines, it is going down. I cannot wait. Rahway, New Jersey, if you're in Maryland, if you're in Delaware, if you're in New York, sign up. I'm going to put the link right here because it's limited space for some of the activities. Think of it like a carnival. You know, when you go to a carnival and you go by and you have that activity, and you have that activity, and we're going to have a cool contest at the end. We're going to break people up into 2 groups, adults and kids, because we're going to need some adults for this. And it's going to be sort of like a scavenger hunt race thing. So for example, you'll have one game, and then you have like a pie eating contest, and then a tug of war, just to see which team wins. Super cool, right? And to end this off beautifully, we're going to be in the gym. We're going to have a panel discussion with some of the students. We're going to have different little, not activities, little shows. So for example, the dance studio, the karate studio, the steppers, they're going to have 3 to 5 minutes to show us what they have. So if you want to come through, if you want to have some fun, again, sign up here. I am StarzTina. I'm so grateful to be bringing this event to you. I'm so grateful and thankful for everyone that's supporting me on this. And I'll see you then. Peace and a bottle of hair grease. Bye.
Hey, that's our little new promo video. Sign up today. I'm expecting 500 people there, John. I know it's going to come correct. I know Rahway is going to come correct. The link is at the bottom, or DM me Elite Stars. No, that's not the website. It's Traumedy No More for Kids. John, do you have any outro information before we get out of here?
Let's see. I mean, just, give us a call if you have any kind of questions about what we're doing or what's going on in the community as far as Steam, as far as gaming. You can give us a buzz. I mean, it's free to call. A lot of times we have access to different resources and channels and avenues where we can, help steer you. So one thing I will say is looking wherever you're from, whether it's Jersey City or some California, wherever you're watching from, there's a lot of programs that are being implemented, low cost or no cost programs, so that your child or your children can have access to STEM education, and then also esports and gaming too. So if you have any questions, just give us a call. Again, 201-472-0467, or check us out on Instagram, Gotta Go Gaming, or Gotta Go Gaming Hub on Instagram. Thank you so
Renee,
much.
love it. Renee, put that number up there, please, one more time. So everyone that's watching this, you see, it's all about the children, right? How can we change the world? And the only way we can change the world is by moving, by looking within. And parents, it's very simple, but it's work at the same time, if that makes any sense at all. So make sure you sign up for the event. Contact John if you want him for one of your events or programs. And we'll be back here again next Wednesday with your Wellness Wednesday. There's his phone number. John, thank you so much for rolling through. I know this was longer than 30 minutes, but I learned a lot. All these downloads. I know someone's watching this and like, I need his service. So congratulations again on your new venture.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on. Bye. Take care.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.